Many moons have passed since I left the town of Tristram behind me. Since then, I've tried to forget the terrors I beheld beneath the cold earth, and the twisted nightmares that have haunted my every waking moment. There's something dark within me now. I can feel it, driving me towards the east, assuring me that my salvation lies within the ruins of ancient kingdoms. Though I know the way, I know not what perils will arise to hinder my journey. And as I pass through the first gate, I know that the better part of my soul will remain behind. Forever.
We traveled east, over the mountains and into the vast deserts of broken lands. As the days passed, my companion told me of himself, that he had once been a great warrior, and that a dark and secret burden now weighed heavily upon him. We traveled for an eternity across that arid wasteland. How long? I couldn't say. And always, a dark cloud seemed to follow us just over the horizon. Finally, the journey ended. We climbed the last bridge. There below us lay our destination. The shining jewel, Lut Lane, with a great sea beyond. We made camp there last night. Perhaps it was the warm desert wind or the sound of the ocean, but for the first time in many weeks, I slept. However, the dreams returned, but these were clearly not my own. I beheld a vision of a great man, the mage, Talrasha. You were there too, Tyrael. I remember seeing you in my dream. His brethren had cornered a great demon, Baal, Lord of Destruction, who had been set loose upon the world. They attempted to imprison the demon within a sacred stone. Yet when their attempts failed, Talrasha selflessly volunteered to contain the demon within himself, completing the prison. He instructed his brethren to bind him within a tomb, buried under the sand, there to wrestle with the demon for all eternity.
Now you know what I seek, Marius. This is my brother. Sleep now. We set out with the dawn.
The next morning, we walked over the hill toward Lut Lane. I had no idea then of the horrors that were in store for me there.
Alrighty, so this is going to be my second video of Act 2, just showing you the terrain, talking to the NPCs, and I'm going to go ahead and kill the Summoner. He is the character from Diablo 1, he is a sorcerer, and he got corrupted, and he turns into the Summoner in Diablo 2. And I'm not going to take the waypoint, I'm going to go ahead and travel to
Good day.
Act 2. So this is the very beginning of Act 2. And, yeah, this is one of the NPCs. He is basically the leader.
Greetings, honored traveler. I am Jaren, Lord of Lut Lane, and I bid you welcome to my fair port city. I am glad to know that once again caravans are free to travel through the Western Pass. For some time now we have been under siege by an evil power that I cannot identify. Strange, it all began when a dark wanderer came this way, looking for the tomb of Talrasha. No one knows exactly where Talrasha, keeper of Baal, is entombed, but it is certain to be far out in the desert. Now my people whisper tales of the dead rising from their tombs, and horrible creatures lurking amongst the moonlit dunes. Even I have witnessed things which I cannot explain. I've ordered the port closed and all trade ships moored until I am sure that my city is safe. Atma, the tavern keeper, has an important mission for you. Go see her immediately. You'll find her on the other side of town. Now I must return to the palace. I apologize, but I can't invite you in. Things are rather a mess right now. When you arrived, Wariv's caravan had been long overdue. With all of the evil that's arisen in the land, I'm surprised he got through it all. My astrologers failed to predict this eclipse. You should seek Drognan's advice. There was an Eastern mage, a Vigerai, I believe, who visited me almost a year ago. He was very interested in the history of this site, and he seemed particularly fascinated with the palace architecture. I gave him a tour. When he found the ancient seals over a passageway in the cellar, he became very agitated. He asked for some time alone to study them, and I granted it. Shortly after, he left with no further word, and I never saw him again. Odd, don't you think? Yes? The man you describe is probably not Horizon. He sounds like the very mage who came around here a while ago. He was very curious about this palace, and seemed especially interested in the seal on the passageway in the cellar. He left shortly after that. I wonder how he got down there. The seal was never broken. That mage spoke a great deal to Drognan. Why don't you ask him about it? For trade in magic and the like, see Drognan or Lysander. Drognan is the wisest man I know, without equal in magic and ancient lore. Poor Lysander is nearly deaf, but he's a reliable potion chemist. For travel back west, see Wariv, whom you already know. Our own Farah is a fine and honest armorer, and she can heal wounds as well. Elzix is the innkeeper, and may also have some items to trade. Grays, the mercenary captain I hired to secure the gates of Lut Golain, keeps order in town as well. There are others here, too. I'm sure you'll meet most of them. Just look around.
So this is the caravan where Eve took us in from Act 1, from the rogue encampment. And he takes you to Act 2 once you kill Andariel. I'm going to show you more of the terrain.
Good morning. The sun has grown disgusted with the terrible deeds it must shine upon each day. Damnation is upon us all. There's nothing more dreadful than a powerful being driven by a frayed mind.
So this act is more of like a deserty act, you know. It's more based in the desert, you know. The last boss is Turiel, and I'll show you him later on the act. This is a passage to one of the first missions in Act 2. And there's also another entrance over here on the other side. Mischief is in charge of this boat, and he takes you to Act 3 once you defeat everybody.
Ahoy, mate. Greetings, Amazon. I haven't seen one of your kind in many years. It's good to know that warriors of your caliber are protecting this city. I'm Mashif, captain of this ship here.
I make port runs around the Twin Seas and occasionally out to Kingsport in Westmarch. I haven't sailed anywhere lately, though. Jaren has ordered me to stay docked here in case of emergency. I was wondering if you've heard any news from Kurast. I know you Amazons travel extensively. Have you been there recently? Well, I hope the port opens soon. I need to get home to Kurast and find out what's been happening there.
Kurast, I believe, is Act 3, so yeah.
So, now that you're such a pal of Jaren, why don't you ask him if I can set sail one of these days? I'm running out of patience. Ah, yes. As a ship captain, I am well aware of the phenomenon of a false horizon. Sorry, just a little joke.
I can't.
There's nothing the right portion can't cure. How do I know I can trust you, You may be as shifty as that pack rat Elzix who runs the inn. But if you need a potion, though, I suppose I can make you one. For a price, of course. Oh, I have great faith in Graves. He seems to have things well in hand. Huh? The horizon is always out of reach. You should know that. Oh, a horizon. Oh, I see. Yes, well, he was insane. Yeah, brilliant, yes, but total lunatic. Oh, yes, I remember. There was a fellow around here many months ago who asked almost as many questions about horizon as you. So, he discovered enough to assume Horizon's place in the arcane sanctuary, huh? What a fool. Oh, yeah.
Farah is another NPC. She is a merchant where you can buy mid-class levels, or mid-class weapons and armor and stuff like that for mid-class levels, like low 20s. And she also heals you.
Greetings. I know much about the ancient religions. I was trained as a paladin of Zakarum in the Eastern Kurast Temple many years ago. Graze is a fine warrior and leader, but in his heart he will always be a mercenary for hire. I cannot be loyal to those who have no loyalty to themselves. Even a sanctuary such as Horizon's can be breached by the tentacles of evil. Such a haven could have become a chamber of unspeakable horrors. Be wary of what you may unleash. That doesn't sound like Horizon. I'll agree that he may have gone mad, but from what you tell me, I don't think that's the case. Talk to Drogden. He may know more than I.
Here's the waypoint of Act 2, and like I said, you can either take it to other acts and certain levels within the act, or you can go back to Act 1. Here's some more terrain. This is the palace that he was talking about. Some more terrain. And these guards block it off, of course, so you can't really talk to them. Kind of gay.
Stay out of trouble.
Oh, I guess not. Since Artanis already beat it.
Greetings. You look like a sturdy adventurer. You know, I used to be quite the scoundrel in my day. I led the fiercest group of bandits who ever terrorized these sands. Nowadays, I run this here inn and pretty much stay out of trouble. My days of adventuring are behind me. Atma, now there's a fine woman. Lately, though, she's only thinking about revenge. She has reason enough. I understand that you've been talking to Jaren. Well, if so, then you're the first in a long while. Since the trouble began, actually. Do us a favor and try to find out what's got Jaren so edgy all the time. Okay? Ugh. Crazy mages give me the creeps. Just kill them and get on with your business.
Yes, citizen. I'll bet you wonder how this town manages to stay safe with all the trouble going on out in the desert. Well, I can tell you that it's got nothing to do with the local town guards. They're all in the palace for some reason. Jaren hired me and my mercenaries to help keep the peace around here. We're not cheap, but we're the best this wasteland has to offer. Drognan's a mystery to me. Then again, I never did trust mages much. What's got you so occupied in the palace? Oh, don't tell me you're finding the harems more compelling than killing demons. That would be out of character for one such as yourself. That guy really talks like that? Sounds like either Horizon has gone stir-crazy or that's some imposter.
So this is basically they're guarded. This bridge is all town or all around the city that protects the town. And yeah. This will also lead you to the first mission. Secret sewers. I'm just gonna talk to 2 more NPCs. We'll go from there. Drognan is a mage.
Greeting. I've been researching this lengthy eclipse, and I believe it to be the work of claw vipers. Find their temple beneath the desert sands, and you may find the source of this curse. I've heard that you are responsible for banishing Andariel back to the burning hells. I'm impressed, stranger. That couldn't have been easy. My name is Drognan, and I know what you're up against, my friend. You ought to look over my inventory of items for trade. Lysander is harmless enough. We keep each other company with our mutual interests, yet I don't think he could handle the enormity of our present situation. I am certain that you will find the information you need when you find Horizon's journal. I suggest you find it quickly, for Diablo may be getting closer to freeing his brother as we speak. Yes, the man you speak of sounds like the mage who came here many months ago. He claimed to have fought Diablo in the passages beneath Tristram. No doubt the fool wandered into Horizon's sanctuary and lost whatever was left of his ravaged mind. He is beyond salvation. It is possible that the fool has been possessed by the spirit of Horizon. If that's true, then you'd better put an end to his tortured existence. Once done, I believe the demons who were summoned and imprisoned within the sanctuary will cease to exist as well.
We go talk to 2 more NPCs, and I'll go on about to killing the summoner and Duriel, the last boss back too. I'm just gonna skip all the others. So basically, you would talk to Atma and get on with the first mission.
Greetings. Mashif seldom patronizes my establishment. I think he prefers to stay out there on his leaky ship. So you've been in the palace, have you? Tell me, why does Jaren keep that place locked up so tight? You always seem to find the worst trouble. I don't know how you handle it.
Good evening. I don't know why you people keep pestering me. Grays seems to have this place locked down nice and tight. Not that I couldn't have done the same. I've proven my valor in combat plenty of times. I've got no time for old alchemists. Lysander would be completely useless in a real fight. All my years of brawling, of pummeling both the unsuspecting and the deserving, have yielded two insights. You can either fight, or you can run. All other strategies are variations of these. So, Horizon's crazy, eh? I'd be surprised if he wasn't. All those centuries without ale would drive anyone to drink. But then you couldn't drink. And that would drive you to drink. Huh? What was the question?
That's the townsfolk's drunk. Alright, and the last species I'm going to talk to is Cain. Alright.
Good to see you. There is something about Farah that troubles me. Her manner is strange for a lonely desert maid. I've been thinking about the problems in Jaren's palace. Perhaps this has occurred to you as well. If those cellar passageways lead to the arcane sanctuary, then that is where the demons came from. Horizon's haven must have been breached. The appearance of the mage you describe sounds like one I met back in Tristram. Many Vigeri came to fight against Diablo, the Lord of Terror. Perhaps this is one of them. You know, fate seems to have frowned upon all of the heroes who confronted that terrible evil. Take care, or the same may happen to you.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and meet the summoner. We go ahead and stop recording.